Hey, before we jump into today's episode, I want to give you guys a quick heads up. For the next few weeks, I'm going to be in and out of the saddle, but I did not want the content to stop. So I'm going to hand off the microphone today to somebody who's inside our world, who's in the trenches every single day, helping gym owners fix the exact same problems we talk about on this channel, guys. That's Zach Columbia. Zach's our former fitness director here at Legacy Personal Training, and now he works directly side by side with me at Gym Business Coach. He works with gym owners, coaches, and teams implementing the systems that we teach. This is real work that actually makes your gym grow. And the topic he's breaking down today is one that trips up most every gym owner that I meet. It's lead generation. Or more specifically, the lie that most gym owners have been told about lead generation. Because the truth is, guys, most gyms don't have a lead problem. They have a conversion problem.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
So instead of me explaining it, I want Zach to walk you through the exact systems that he looks at inside real world gyms and how he actually fixes it. So I want to introduce Zach. Zach, come on in and take it away, man.
What's up, guys? You don't need more leads. You need better conversion. And the longer you ignore that, the more money you burn. You've been conditioned to believe that leads are the oxygen of your business, that if you could just flood the top of the funnel, everything downstream would take care of itself. So you spend more on ads, you chase the latest marketing hack, you obsess over cost per lead like it's the only number that matters, and you stay broke anyway. I've audited hundreds of gyms' businesses, and I can tell you with absolute certainty, most gym owners don't have a lead problem, they have a conversion problem. Today, I'm going to show you exactly where the real problem is, why nobody talks about it, and how to double your results without spending another dollar on marketing. See, here's what the marketing gurus don't want you to understand. They make more money when you buy leads. They make more money when you run ads. They make more money when you think solutions to every problem is more traffic. So of course, they tell you leads are the answer. It's not a conspiracy, it's just incentives for them. The gym owners who actually build wealth, the ones taking home 300 or 400K a year, they figured out something different. They realized the game isn't about how many leads you can generate, it's about what happens to those leads after they raise their hand. And what happens in most gyms? Disaster. Leads go cold, follow-up is inconsistent, consultations are fumbled, sales are lost to, I need to think about it. And then the owner blames the lead quality and goes looking for a new marketing channel. The leads weren't the problem, the system was the problem.
Houston, we have a problem.
Let me tell you about a gym owner who nearly went bankrupt chasing leads. His name was Kevin. Jim in Texas, when he came to us, he was spending about $4,000 a month on Facebook ads. Getting around 120 leads a month felt like a machine was working for him. Except it wasn't. He was closing maybe 8 out of 120 leads. That's less than 7%. And because his average membership was $250 a month, he was spending $4,000 to acquire about $2,000 in new monthly revenue. His solution? Spend more on ads. If he could just get 200 leads a month, the math would work. So he bumped it to 6,000 a month. Got his leads up to around 180, still closed about 8 or 9. He doubled down on a broken system. Kevin was convinced he had a lead quality problem. These leads are garbage. They don't show up. They're not serious. I hear this constantly, guys. But when he actually dug in, here's what he found. His speed to lead was over 4 hours. Leads would opt in and hear nothing until the next business day, sometimes even longer. By then, they'd already talked to 2 other gyms. His follow-up sequence was 3 attempts over 2 weeks. 3 attempts over 2 weeks. Industry data shows it takes an average of 8 touch points to book an appointment. He was giving up at 3. His consultation process was a tour of the facility followed by, so what do you think? No structure, no discovery, no urgency. The leads weren't garbage. Kevin's system was garbage. The leads never had a chance. Most gym owners have never actually looked at what happens between lead comes in and sales closes. Let me show you why that gap is where all your money is actually hiding.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
I'm going to walk you through some numbers that are going to make you uncomfortable because you're going to realize how much money you've been leaving on the table. So you're getting 100 leads a month. You're closing 10 of them. That's a 10% conversion rate, which is actually about average for the industry. Your average membership is $400 a month. So those 10 new clients represent $4,000 in new monthly recurring revenue. If you're spending $2,500 on ads to generate those 100 leads, your cost to acquire $4,000 in revenue is $2,500. The math works barely. Now watch what happens when we shift focus from lead volume to conversion rate. Same 100 leads, but instead of 10% conversion, you improve it to 20%. So we double it. That's 20 new clients instead of 10. Same ad spend, same leads, $8,000 in new revenue. You just doubled your result without spending an extra dollar on marketing. Here's where it gets really interesting. That 20% isn't a fantasy number. The top gyms I work with convert at 25 to 30%, some even higher. They're not getting better leads. They're not running magic ads. They just have systems that don't let leads slip through the cracks. Now let me flip this around. What's a 1% improvement in conversion worth to you? 100 leads at 10% is 10 clients, right? 100 leads at 11% is 11 clients. One extra client per month. At $400 a month, an average retention of 14 months, that one client is worth $5,600 to your business. Every single percentage point of conversion you're missing is costing you thousands of dollars, and most gym owners have no idea what their conversion rate even is. Lead generation feels productive. You spend money, you see a number go up, you feel like you're doing something. It's tangible, it's measurable, it's activity you can point to. Fixing your conversion process doesn't feel like that. It's invisible, it's operational, it's definitely not sexy. Nobody posts on Instagram about how they improved their follow-up sequence. So gym owners default to what feels like progress, even when the numbers say it isn't. There's another reason fixing your conversion requires you to look at hard truths about your business. It means admitting that your consultation process might be weak, that your team might not be following up, that you might be losing sales you should actually be closing. That's definitely not comfortable. It's easy to blame the leads. I've sat across from gym owners who swear up and down that their leads are terrible quality. Then I ask them a simple question. What's your speed to lead? They don't know. How many follow-up attempts before you stop? They don't know. What's your show rate for booked appointments? They don't know. This is like a restaurant owner complaining that customers don't like the food when they've never actually tasted what the kitchen is serving. You can't fix what you don't measure, and you can't measure what you refuse to look at. So what does it actually look like when a gym has its conversions dialed in? Let me tell you about Sarah and why she almost didn't fix the problem that was killing her business. Sarah runs a gym in Ohio. When she joined the Iron Circle, she was spending about $3,500 a month on ads, generating around 90 leads and closing maybe 7 or 8. But here's the thing about Sarah. She was good at marketing. She spent years learning it. Her ads were dialed in, her targeting was sharp, her creative was strong. Marketing was her identity. So when I told her the problem wasn't her marketing, she pushed back hard. My leads are unqualified. The algorithm changed. My market is saturated. She had every explanation except the right one. I said, pull up your CRM. Let's look at every lead from the last month. Every single one. We went through them together. Lead 1, opted in at 2 p.m., first contact attempt, 9 a.m. the next day. 19 hours later, guys. Never responded. Lead 2, same problem. Lead 3, booked an appointment, never got a reminder, no showed, no follow-up afterward. Lead 4 came in for a consultation, got a tour, said, I'll think about it, never heard from anyone again. 19 leads, and when she actually tracked what happened to each one, Sarah got quiet. She wasn't losing to bad leads, she was losing to the gap between when they raised their hand and when someone actually grabbed it. That week, Sarah stopped tweaking her ads and started rebuilding her follow-up. Speed to lead went from 19 hours to under 2 minutes with automation. Follow-up went from 3 attempts to 15 touch points over 21 days. She built reminder sequences that got her show rate from 55% to 87%. She restructured her consultations around discovery and pain instead of features and tours. 6 weeks later, same ads, same budget, same saturated market she claimed she was in, she closed 26 new clients in a month, more than triple what she was doing before. Her conversion rate went from 8% to 29% on leads.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Now you might be thinking, okay, I get it, but where do I actually start? Here's how I want you to think about this. Your conversion isn't one thing, it's a chain, and a chain breaks at the weakest link. Think about every lead as traveling through a series of gates. Each gate is a moment where they either move forward or disappear forever. Gate 1 is speed to lead. That moment they opt in, a clock starts. Every minute that passes, their motivation drops. Industry data shows that responding within 5 minutes makes you 21 times more likely to have a meaningful conversation than if you wait 30 minutes. 21 times. Most gym owners don't even respond for hours. Some don't respond until the next day. The lead is ice cold by then or has gone to your competition. Gate 2 is follow-up persistence. Most people don't respond to the first message. That doesn't mean they're not interested. It means they're busy, they're at work, they're driving, they're putting their kids to bed. The gym owner who gives up after 2 or 3 attempts are quitting right before the sale. The ones who keep going with different messages, different channels over days and weeks are the ones who actually book appointments. Gate 3 is show rate. Getting someone to book an appointment means nothing if they don't show up. And people don't show up because they forget, because something came up, because the motivation they felt when they booked faded. The fix isn't hoping they remember, it's engineering reminders and confirmation sequences that make showing up the path of least resistance. Gate 4 is the consultation itself. This is where most gym owners completely wing it. They give tours, they talk about equipment, they list features, they say, "What do you think?" and then act surprised when the prospect says they need to think about it. A real consultation is a guided conversation. You uncover their pain, you amplify why it matters, you show them exactly how you solve it, and you ask directly for the commitment. Here's the key insight. You don't have to fix everything at once. Find the gate where the biggest drop-off is happening and fix that one first. For most gyms, it's speed to lead or follow-up persistence. Those 2 fixes alone can double conversions without touching anything else. So let me bring this home with what happened to Kevin, the guy from the beginning who was spending $6,000 a month chasing leads he couldn't catch. We pulled him off of ads entirely. He thought it was absolutely crazy. We spent 60 days rebuilding his system. Speed to lead went from 4+ hours to under 2 minutes with automation. Follow-up went from 3 attempts to 15 touch points over 21 days. His consultation got completely restructured. Discovery questions, pain amplification, clear offer, direct close. Then he turned the ads back on. Same budget, same targeting, same garbage leads. In the first month back, he closed 19 new clients, more than double what he was doing before. He actually called me and asked if we had changed the ads. We hadn't touched them. Second month, 23 new clients. Third month, 21. His conversion rate went from under 5% to over 12%. His revenue jumped by about $6,000 a month, which meant his ads were now profitable instead of bleeding him dry. Kevin told me later that for years he'd been blaming Facebook. Blaming the algorithm, blaming his market, he was blaming the leads. And the whole time the problem was in his own building. The leads were raising their hands and nobody was grabbing them. The most expensive thing in Kevin's business wasn't his ad spend. It was the story he was telling himself about why it wasn't working. You don't have a lead problem, you have a system problem that feels like a lead problem. And as long as you keep treating them like a lead problem, you'll keep buying more water for a bucket that can't hold it. The gym owners who figure this out stop competing on who can spend more on ads. They start winning on what happens after someone raises their hand. The leads you need are already coming in. The question is, what happens when they get there?
Hey, real quick guys, after recording this episode, I kept thinking about the most painful part of this whole conversation. It's when someone actually sits down with you and you don't close them. So we put together a totally free mini course for you. It's called the Profit Closing Method. It's a simple step-by-step sales process that shows you exactly how to run a consultation to increase your close rate without feeling pushy or salesy. There'll be a link in the description below. Hope it helps you guys.
Subscribe if you're not already. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.